Hi folks, and welcome to the Fimbomug channel, and I've got another short video for you with a skill that might be considered a survival skill, but rarely is a topic amongst the survival community. I'm talking about if you get in contact with contaminated substances. That must not be something a biological warfare thingy or something. It can just, as we have seen in the pandemic, it can be a virus or bacteria or simply substances you don't really like. I personally, and I don't mean that demeaning or something. I personally care for an elderly person who is unfortunately incontinent, and well, it's no one is responsible for that. That happens, just happens, but it's not really agreeable or fun to touch fecus or urine or something. And I want to show you something that is also valuable if you are doing first aid, and don't skip this step. Never. If there's blood involved, urine involved, fecus involved, dubious substances involved, even if you're butchering livestock or anything, this is something you want to at least consider making a part of your routine. And I'm talking about a very simple thing: putting on gloves and using disinfectant. And again, I'm not a know-it-all, and maybe I get it wrong. If someone of you is medical personnel and I make a mistake, please correct me. I can only learn. This is how I learned it from medical personnel, but one can always be wrong. Thing is, you don't want anything to contaminate your gloves, and you don't want anything to contaminate your hands. So the first step is you wash your hands thoroughly, which I had, and I used this here little fellow here. Hope don't know advertisement. Can use any decent soap you can you want. And again, this is not an advertisement. The substances I use are an example for others, and which I did. And if you want to be dead sure you don't get anything into your glove, put a liberal amount of disinfectant, which is essentially alcohol, and you can some alcohol. High percentage alcohol is actually sufficient. Don't rummage in the box, because you don't know who has touched it beforehand, and if everyone stuck to the procedure. So I don't need to show you how to put on a glove. It's a bit, you might use some talcum powder or something to powder your hands beforehand, because the gloves tend to be a little bit sticky and are obviously relatively well-fitting, so to say, and work your fingers into the don't. If you possibly can, remove all blisters. This is important once for feel, but also in order to prevent the gloves from being torn and thusly contaminated. And if you look at this, you see they have a rather loose fit after the ankle, but really close fit there, and This has a reason. One, there are several reasons. One, to put it over an overall or something, or cold or something. And the other thing is, if your hands get into contact with substances, sorry, it's not perfect, but you can you get the picture all right, I think. If you're done with a substance, don't take off the gloves like you would with a common glove, like this. Don't try this. You will tear first you will tear the glove, and then you will come in contact with the contaminating substance. So rather, without making contact to your skin, take this part and tear one glove inside out, then grabbing the inside of the glove. Now it's no longer that important that you don't touch the outside if you use the other hand. So if you have then you're left with something like this, which you can dispose of if you got a really dangerous substance like a virus or bacteria or biological warfare, biological contagions and stuff. You must also follow waste protocol. You must document it. You must put it into a vacuum lidded bin. In this case, and over here it's urine and fecus and something like that. But on one occasion it was an MRSE. I think it's a bacterium. A contamination. And I really stuck to relatively, as would go, a strict protocol of disposing of anything that came in contact with. And this one, didn't come into any contact with any substance, so I can dispose of in the household waste, mixed waste. And if it's fecus, you can put it into a plastic bag or something like that. Not eco-friendly, not at all, but you just don't want to get sick, period. And that's a priority. And if you have disposed of the gloves, you're not done yet, because there's always a chance that some of the contaminants still stick to your hands. You have seen, if you remove the gloves, there is a certain chance that you come into contact with the outside of the glove. So this here, as I said, this is actually this is alcohol with several addendums. I made a video about another situation where this might come in handy, and apply a liberal amount. Take your left hand upside down, palm up. Put a liberal amount into your palm. You see there's this concave section of your palm. Fill it with liquid, and then rub, and with a motion like that, rub your palm and distribute the disinfectant between your fingers, and then go to a motion like this. Don't forget the thumb, and don't forget to rub it into each finger and crevice. Do it. Make it your custom to do it very thoroughly, even under stress. Practice it until it bores the shit out of you. Because boredom is a sign that this has arrived on your subconscious, and so you can do it under stress. So you can do it in a pinch, and even under pressure, you will always perform this procedure because it is really important. And the substances you can come into contact with, even in an everyday scenario, are sometimes really nasty. And not wanting to spread any panic, that's not the culprit. But if you are prepared to do something like this is maybe more important than being able to make a fire in the rain, or not that this is not a valuable skill, don't get me wrong, or finding something to eat in the forest wilderness, or go hunting or something like that. But this is something that is really often overlooked, and this is a practice that will serve you well even in an everyday scenario. It's not valid only when the shit hits the fan. It's not something that is unrealistic that you will encounter. So it is, learning things is never wrong, and this is what I'm saying. And this is a part of first aid, and I have to do a first aid refreshment course soon, because I'm working with children, and I'm really fond of that. This is something that absolutely makes sense. And first aid is the most valuable skill in any scenario, survival or no. If you go into the woods and you sit on a stump, or you are in a park or something, and you're whittling, or you're picnicking or something, and you peel an apple and you hit your thumb, and it happens to the best of us. I constantly cut myself, still not as severely as I used to, but it happens. It's something it's a price you pay. So, and knowing how to attend your wounds in that scenario, and that is just something that happens all the time in the kitchen, in the woods or something. And in the woods it's even more grave, because you don't have some sort of disinfectant on you, can sew it back on, and even especially if you're on a multi-day trip or something. So please take care to thoroughly disinfect wounds, disinfect your hands. Not always, as my grandpa used to say, half a pound of dirt you need to eat every day to stay healthy. And it's not, there actually is a thing as too much disinfecting, especially around kids. If they play in a puddle, let them play in a puddle. That's not what I'm saying. let them drink ditch water, and if they get sick, well, they get sick. If it's not a substance that's like, and Escherichia coli is a bacterium that's really not good for your health, and that is reputed even to benefit cancer development later on. So that's valid too. But if someone plays in the dirt, or don't restrain your kids too much. If they want to drink from an obviously contaminated puddle, forbid them to do this. Restrain them, and show them how it's done correctly. How you can drink water in the woods that is not contaminated. This is a valuable teaching that fortunately my grandmother gave me, who knew a lot of things like that. And my father was a water engineer, and I grew up around water decontamination, so apologies if I'm a little bit too strict. It's a sort of a, well, bias, or however you may call that. This is, but if you are around, especially if you know, there's no harm in it. It's not something that is masculine or something to reject gloves and decontamination procedures. It's not something that makes you a tough guy or something. It makes you a little bit dumb. Sorry, no offense meant, obviously, but if you know there is fecus involved, urine involved, blood involved, or something like that, where's the harm? It's not. I'm talking for around 12 minutes now, but the whole procedure, maybe with explanation, maybe took lost track a little bit. Happens to me sometimes, as you might have known by now. Might take 3 minutes with explanation, and 1 minute or 1.5 minutes without, and so that's 1 minute of your time, or let it be 5 minutes. 5 minutes of your time in exchange for possibly not being sick for 15 years. I think that's a bargain. So well, and I'm not a know-it-all. I don't want to correct anyone, and chances I got something wrong, then I would like that you correct me, because I don't know it all and I can only learn, and I'm in a learning process too. Well, but this is another case of I wanted to take the responsibility to at least having mentioned it, because on the internet there's something going on. Well, we are running naked through the woods with that sort of survival knife, and you know what I mean. and you are dropped off on a from a plane naked into the Alaskan wilderness or New Zealand wilderness, and you're a special forces guy, and yes, you know, and this is perfectly okay, by the way. That's not something that's entertainment, and I know that, and it is perfectly okay if they also would talk about things like that, and they don't. And this is something that's far more realistic of a scenario than just being dropped off a plane naked into a winter wilderness. It might happen, don't know, but I think it is less realistic that you personally get contaminated by Escherichia coli or multi-resistant bacteria or a virus. And this is something, maybe give it some consideration, is what I'm saying. I'm not wanting to offend anyone. I don't want to correct anyone. And chances, as I said, I don't know it all. So this is a process of interaction too. But maybe keep that in mind. It's not also it's not meant as there might be some germs there or germs there, and you're constantly washing your hands. No, that's also not right, because some germs are actually beneficial for your immune system. Some, not all, and not in a high concentration. This is what I'm saying. There's an example I recently read on the internet, so I must look it up if it's really the case, unfortunately. But there is a soil bacterium that is actually benefiting. If you get in contact with this bacterium, this is beneficial for your colons and directly influencing your mental health. As I said, this is a rumor I heard. I have to read into it. I have to find scientific proof for this, because up to date I haven't. And another thing I want to highly recommend, and it's not knowing it all either, but if you hear something on the internet, including what I say, look it up, whether or not this is true or not, because and also visit a library, read a physical book too. Not because electronic books are shit or something, or you should abstain from them or something, but because a physical book is a physical book. And first you will learn differently, and second, there are some manuscripts on the internet written by AI, and not AI is not the problem, but the programming of the AI or the training of the AI is wrong. So the AI wrote something that is essentially wrong and dangerous. There are a lot of, for instance, mycological guides or herbal guides on the internet, and even responses by search engines and logarithms and algorithms and AI that are proven to be wrong and dangerously wrong. So if you read something, if you want to especially when I talk to you, if I talk to you and I make any video at all, please check it up. I would be grateful if you criticize me. Don't get personal. I know I'm ugly. I know I don't know it all. I know I have a funny style of beard and of dressing up myself, and I know I'm an old fart, and I know that I've got my shortcomings. You mustn't tell me again, but you can criticize what I said. Just tell me. I'm not perfect, and maybe I even in other contexts I might have violated your personal frontiers, your personal borders, and then I would like you to tell me, because I don't want to. And so this is the basic of everything I say, and you should generalize this. You should be critical, and you should ask polite but critical questions if you feel the need to. It doesn't make you better if you criticize me, and it doesn't make me better if I'm right. It makes me better that if I'm wrong, someone tells me so, and I learn. So this is a lot of talk about rather simple procedure, but I think it is really important, and it is in a context. It is in the context of no one showing you this, because this isn't cool. This is about the uncoolest thing on the internet: putting on gloves, especially after the pandemic. Putting on gloves or masks, even. If I would show you how to wear a mask correctly, maybe a lot of you guys would get mad with me, because, well, it sucked. Well, I know. I was in the same fix, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, and I didn't like the politicians at all, and still no political channel, and still no political statement. Maybe I will make one but not in this video. But what I want to say is, just because someone tells you the right thing for the wrong reasons, the right thing doesn't become wrong. And the reasons don't become right because it's the right thing. And also there's a possibility that they are not the wrong reasons, and there's a possibility they are the wrong reasons, and this is why you should check and counter-check. What I'm saying, what these survival TV shows say, what survivalists on the internet say, what everyone on the internet says, because I can, you know, I'm talking for 25 minutes now, as I see, and the phone is ringing, as you might notice. So I want to just wanted to give you something to think about, and especially in this context, take care, take good care, stay healthy and sane, and be kind to one another. This is really from my heart. Be kind to one another. This is why I'm doing this. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed, or this was helpful to you, or maybe you even enjoyed the video. Take good care, and until next time, bye.